We are going to talk about showing things on your webcam. So I have always called this sharing. And then someone the other day said, well, I don't know what you mean by sharing. And I'm like, I, what? such a it's just like such a fundamental assumption that sharing means putting stuff on the webcam. So just I think I'm going to be like migrating that to I'm going to show something on the webcam, showing things on your webcam with QCam Presenter. So here's how you do the basics, and maybe you'll pick up a couple of tricks along the way even if you've done this before. So when I talk about sharing or showing in QCam, I'm talking about instantly bringing up pictures, videos, and screen shares, slides, or just sketching directly in your webcam feed, right? So just showing something without having to go to the screen share, right? No screen sharing permissions, no awkwardly holding things up to the camera, no scrabbling around like, oh, where's the button to break the flow of the conversation. You can just be like, put something up there, and then when they look at you, they're right, oh yeah, that makes sense. No, you don't disappear from view this way. Like, so when you share your screen in Zoom, you just sort of disappear off into the corner and you're tiny, and then everyone forgets what you look like. And it's just a bit of a headache. It like makes the thing full screen on everyone else's computer, and it's just a bit obnoxious. So this means like you don't like sort of break the flow of the conversation, and I hear it over and over again. If I'd had QCam and Video Pencil on my call yesterday, we would have saved so much confusion. Like just being able to like put something up, draw on it. Like on a video call, a picture really is 1,000 words, especially if you can draw a circle around the bit you're talking about. And it's crazy not to do it. Like it's crazy. Like we have this incredible Jetsons technology of video chatting, and we're just like we're not using it. So just like with QCam, you can actually start to use the power of it. And I used to have this as a tagline. It's like you're in the room, but better, right? You don't have to turn around. You don't have to like break eye contact. You can show this stuff. You can demonstrate. You can draw. People aren't looking at your back. Like if you're in a lecture theatre, like people can see you, right? And anyway, so this is what we're doing. And then once you have the habit of being able to do this, it's hard to go back, right? So today I'll take you through how to share some different types of content using QCam Presenter. So let's start. But drawing is just, you can draw, you can say hello. It's never going to let me do a live title, is it? Oh, do you know why? Because it's turned off. But it was still registering the little animation. Interesting. Hello. Isn't this wonderful? There you go. We can do that. Look, all this drawing stuff where you can draw on the iPad and it just comes straight through to your webcam, that I kind of covered in the previous thing, which I just mentioned, beginner's guide, drawing your webcam with Video Pencil and QCam Presenter. So that's kind of like, once you've got this up and running, what do you do next? And then when that's working, just so you can see what I'm seeing, look, I can see my Mac on my iPad, and when I draw, that is just going straight up to the Mac. So it might not be obvious what's happening here, but like this is great, right? Like I've got my computer, and that is a virtual camera that can go to Zoom, right? This is just this, you can record or you can do whatever with it. You can live stream it. That's what I'm doing right now. But then on the iPad, you see it's mirroring exactly the same thing, and then you can just grab your Apple Pencil and just like draw on there, and that is just immediately going back there. So if you've never really understood what all this is, and I know that at least two of the people on this call are very much familiar with it, but yeah, that's sort of the basics of it. But like you're not limited to just your webcam. Okay, so you can show pictures. So here's how you show a picture once you have QCam up and running. You can just drag, so blink and you'll miss it. I've got my picture here. I'm clicking on it. I'm going to drag it into the QCam window, and there it is. And there's me right on top of it. So that is how easy it is to just bring something in. You don't even have to drag the picture on. You can actually paste it in using the share bar or right clicking. But you can also, you see, I'm moving the mouse pointer. I'm going to move it over to the share bar here. When I click here, there it goes. A side 3D. So what's a side 3D? Think about I'm going to side 3D this and talk to you, right? Think about the headache. Like, just think about how much friction there is to starting and stopping screen shares. So this thing on Zoom is of having to share your screen and then disappearing into a tiny little thing is also compounded by the fact that there's a bit of overhead to stopping the screen share and bringing it back. So you might be talking for 10 minutes from there and there's nothing going on everyone's desktop and they can't really see you properly. Right? This is this completely low friction, effortless way of kind of just being able to just come back on camera, talk to people. If you've drawn something down here, say we've like drawn an outline around this ichthyosaur, move it out the way. Look, we can still see the drawing down here. We can draw something different up here. And then when we come back down, that drawing is still there, right? So all these little things that you might not even think about. And also like beyond the scope of what you could do with, say, NDI and Ecamm Live. Like this is a much tighter integration because I have Qtenuity and these apps are communicating so directly. Um, and of course, like you don't have to, you don't have to be over the top of it. There's a button down here, the face cam button. So you just click that and you can disappear. So you can see there, okay, my face cam's off. I'm not there, right? Click it again, click it, there I am. I'm there. Okay, so that is sharing a picture and the way you see it when I start waving my hands it gets a bit glitchy, but this is just like the built-in thing. Like as Apple improves this, so it will improve in QCam. But I just have the virtual green screen because I really love being able to have an interesting background, being able to have some stuff going on in my background, but then also being able to be a little bit bigger and cut out over what I'm sharing, and that's really cool. And there's a version of that available on Mac OS. The whole that sort of reactions menu thing. You can sort of do a version of this, but yeah, I think QCam is a better way to do it. And just to show you this, like you don't even have to drag it to the QCam. Which say like this is a bad example because QCam is here, but this could be your Zoom call, right? But if you've got QCam running, QCam's icons there, right? We can take that, you can take that picture, drag it down just onto the QCam icon, let go, there it is in QCam. So all these little handy things that make it easier. And if you've got a trackpad, you can pinch or use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. So you can just to show you that again, I'm just going to pinch. Let's see, like I've moved the mouse pointer to this point. I'm going to like scroll wheel in and that's just going to zoom in and I can show you the exact bit that I want to show you. And then once, if you do that and you want to just go back to zoomed out, there is the reset zoom button up at the top. So you can just pull it back out again. Showing videos, it's exactly the same thing, right? Video works just the same way. You take your video, you drag it in, you drop it, and there it is. If it's not got sound, it will just play. If it has got sound, it will start paused to give you a chance to like mute it or decide what you're going to want to do. The audio levels, well, you see this doesn't have any audio, but the audio will kind of show that down there and give you a volume control. And so yeah, like you can and so the nice thing here is you can also get the sound into your call, right? So if you're on Zoom, you can be bringing that video's audio into your call, which does take a couple of extra steps. So if you're bringing the sound in, you need to, in Zoom or Teams, you need to turn off any voice isolation or you need original sound for musicians in Zoom, and it's called something else in Teams, but you need to turn the thing off that kind of protects your audio. You just turn on voice isolation in QCam to sort of stop any background noises coming in. But and then you have to use QCam's audio to get the audio through. So once you're trying to share videos, if it's not got sound, if sound is important, then you can bring that in. But I won't get too deep into that today. And And the other thing, video works just the same way, right? So here is a video playing on the Mac, and look, I'm remote controlling using Video Pencil's really handy remote control thing, remote controlling the video that's playing on QCam. So when I move that around, I'm controlling this video. I can sort of just be on the iPad drawing. See, the drawing's up there, and it's fully it's just controlling the video from that shuttle wheel. So you can just be down on your iPad, sort of annotating stuff without having to sort of go back and forth to your mouse and you know, and sort of like to sort of adjust where the clip is. So that's another thing that is sort of relies on that sort of deep continuity integration. So the next thing I'll show is sharing your screen. Here's how you share an application window with QCam. So this is the share bar. Click on there, right? So you click there, you go, I'm going to go pick app. Now you can pick a whole screen. That's an option. You can pick a single window. I think pick app is usually the right option. It gives you a bit more. The good thing about pick window is it will fit to the exact size of the window. You won't have to zoom in or anything. And then picking a screen won't bring in the audio. So usually you probably want to pick app. So if you have got sound coming out of that app, that's going to be included. But you just click pick app. It's going to go into Apple's screen share picker. And here's Figma. Just click on that share all application windows in the other app you want to share, and instantly in QCam, there it is, right? And this is sort of my desktop is this big, so I'm zoomed out a bit. So I'm going to use QCam's zoom feature just to sort of bring that a bit closer. And you can sort of like lock that or reset that from this button as well. And you see here, any audio. So, I mean, Figma's not going to be making any noises, but if you're sharing Ableton or something, then the audio is going to be going out to whatever wherever it's going. And of course, you can draw on that using Video Pencil, just the same way you can aside 3D it. And this, again, like, imagine being able to do this with a screen share in Zoom so effortlessly. We're just tapping the share, and then just to end it, that little X, or just press escape. I just press escape. Yeah, so isn't that handy?